How's it going, folks? And you're very welcome along to the Motorcycle Hour podcast, where we talk all things motorcycling. A quick shout out to our sponsors, Terence Healy Motorcycles Tullamore, your main Honda dealer for the Midlands. City Spares Motorcycling, Cherry Orchard Industrial Estate Dublin, your Honda and Suzuki agent. And motorcyclingtraining.ie, your one-stop shop for all your motorcycle training needs. Before we kick it off, we do want to give a reminder that this podcast is intended for audience of 18 years and older. So just remember this when deciding where and when you listen. How's it going, folks? And you're very welcome back to the Motorcycle Hour podcast. On this week's episode, number 50, we are chatting about positive mental health and motorcycling and how they can go hand in hand. This is something we've been talking about, want to basically chat about in the podcast for a couple of weeks, and we think now is the time with all of the madness that's going on in the world, and you can see all over the media and stuff. Maybe now is the right time to talk about. But before we get into that, massive shout out, Charlie Riley's here, all 5'3.5" of them. Charlie, talk about dedication, man. I have seen the best of dedication out of you this evening. For all our listeners out there, it's currently 8:30 at night. Where were you about 7 hours ago?
I was in hospital.
What were we doing in hospital, Jack?
I was in this morning for 8 o'clock for an operation.
Oh, yeah.
But thanks be to God, it didn't go that the big one.
Yeah.
If it didn't go as the big one, so I was in tear, they done it and all, and I was discharged at 5:30.
Yeah.
And I'm here.
Here you are, lad, in the full of your health.
Yeah.
It's great to see it, lad. That's some dedication. There's not how my lads were in getting an operation a couple of hours ago, and here you are on the podcast now, having a fag.
Yeah. Keeping the nerves right.
Keeping the nerves right. So that's good going, lad. Fair fucking play to you. We're also joined by Ross McQuaid. How are you, Ross?
Sound. 110%.
You're on the old Guinness, lad.
On the Guinness, yeah, a bit of a flu, so I don't drink hot whiskey, so I'd say Guinness does the same thing.
Well, I think that's what it's there for at the end of the day.
Look, I'm no medical doctor now, but
no.
It runs in the family.
Apparently there used to be a thing called Pauper's Guinness or something. Did you ever hear that years ago? There was a special Guinness that if you were sick, you could get.
Is that not what they used to drain out of the bar at the end of the night? Like, the old drip tray and just pour it into a pint glass.
Maybe that's what it was, I don't know. But yeah, Pauper's. Have you ever heard of that, Cha?
Yeah, years ago, in hospitals,
yeah,
if you were sick, like and all,
yeah,
they used to give you a glass of Guinness.
Glass of Guinness, yeah, for the iron for the blood.
For the iron for the blood, yeah.
That's unreal, isn't it? Yeah.
But now with the way Ross drinks it, I think now the iron in the blood
is
draining
iron over. There wouldn't be as much iron above in Hammond Lane. That was what's in your bloodstream.
And that's a fact.
And that's a sec. Also here is Kieran Riley. What's going on, lad?
How's it going? How's the crack?
How are we getting on, buddy?
All right now.
And while going on?
Oh God, no. Same shit, different day.
Still loving that MT-07?
Oh, stop.
Class.
A pure gem.
She's a gem. She is an old gem.
You better believe it.
So obviously I don't know if we mentioned, obviously it's restricted because you're still on your A2 license.
Yeah. Next year I'm full A.
Next year. I'll tell you one thing, there'll be a fair yoke, man, because we've all ridden it and that yoke can shift now, to be fair. So, loads of torque in her.
When's your birthday?
16 September.
16. Oh,
actually, just a year now.
Yeah.
Year. 16th, you'll be 23. 24.
No,
23.
23 this year.
23, yeah, so
week.
you'll be 24 next week. Be the Lord Jesus Christ, man. Well, happy birthday. Because I'll forget all about it. And that has the gospel truth. Come here, we're obviously, as I say, we wanted to have a bit more of a serious conversation in a little while about mental health and stuff and how, I suppose, motorbikes has all gotten us through some fucking dark days and dark times, I suppose. But before we get on to that, we have a few bits and pieces we want to be chatting about. Yous were over in Kildare Biker Spins and Meets over at Gaelic Burger last night.
Correct, yeah.
Good crowd at.
Yeah. No, I didn't go on the bike. I got Kieran to bring me over in the car because, I was
shite weather anyway.
A little off and I didn't want to, if it spilled rain or that, because last thing I want to do is
get a dose
going in today, But,
Well, to be fair, that was a good shout because it was nippy enough yesterday now.
Yeah.
The constant showers every day. Like, so.
but in fairness now, there was a good turnout at last night. There was, there was definitely 40 bikes and there was 11 cars and 2 vans. So there was a good turnout now.
Fantastic, great turnout. It's getting bigger and bigger.
It is. And in fairness, like as us Clonagale boys know, because Kildare Bike Spins and Meets and Clonagale have teamed up to do a bit of fundraising and stuff, and a nicer bunch of lads you wouldn't have on your side, you
and
know?
lassies. Yeah,
and Lindsay as well, and
100%.
and any of the other girls that I don't know their names, but but all a great bunch.
100%.
All a great bunch.
They're all good people, and I think it's great to see it growing with the success that it is, because there's obviously a lot of other groups and meet groups and stuff. But the Kildare Biker Spins and Meets, you reap what you saw. Like, they've put an awful lot of effort into it, and publicised.
Well, they were the first to start this crack off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then other bike clubs. So now there's a good wide range of biker meetups and all now, which is very good, because with the amount of bikers, ladies and men that's out there, we'd know where to go. But now we have bike meetups, and you'll meet, and anyone you meet, they have 5 minutes to talk to you.
Salt of the art.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
100%, yeah. Salt of the art, yeah.
And that's what it's all about. And
I agree.
Like, you could be talking to some fella, you could be looking for a part for a bike or something, and you could be talking to, Jesus, I know a fella over there. Jesus, he has one, and I think he's selling it, blah, blah. And that, it's absolutely brilliant. Like.
Absolutely.
It's brilliant.
No, I agree with you. I agree 100%, yeah. We're talking about prizes and stuff so for Kevin Keyes. So as it stands, we have gotten some good prizes in from the likes of Paddy Costello's. We've won coming from P&R Kynes. We've got some great vouchers for some for spas. We've got
Kevin's donating the boots.
Yeah, we've got a signed pair of boots from Kevin Keyes, absolutely class. I'm forgetting half of the stuff, but there is
Pauline's Restaurant.
Absolutely, Pauline's Restaurant's putting up a voucher. Yeah, P&B Construction are after throwing in a few bob as well. So the prize pot is getting big. We're hoping probably by the end of next week we'll have a full list of all the prizes that are going to be up on the raffle. And then we'll get raffle tickets up for people. So again, if you can't attend on the day,
Biker Gear Ireland, he gave us a sponsorship thing as well.
Oh, very good. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Anybody else still wants
Spot prizes, yeah, exactly. And more important, and if anybody else wants to get involved,
throw their name in the hat, exactly, and can want to throw either a few bob or a prize or whatever the case may be. There's loads and loads of time. Get in contact with ourselves or Kildare Biker Spins and Meets, and we'll sort it out.
All donations and all are appreciated. It's to try and give, like, in fairness, like Kevin Keyes is the only midland writer we have, really. Up this end of the woods. He's trying his best and trying to get on. So look, if everybody got behind and gave a little dig out, it'd ease the whole thing for him. He's a man with kids. He works his day.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of money involved in it. So, like, as a biking community, and even if you're not a biker or anything and you feel you want to throw in a few bob, throw it in.
Yeah,
absolutely. Look, the thing about it is, and again, I know people are always saying I'm having a go at the GA and stuff, but I'm not. But like with the GA or soccer, or I'm not, or the rugby, crowds. These lads don't have an organisation that they can turn to for a few bob, for a bit of a help, for financial support. So they all have to either raise it themselves or through sponsorship, or for the likes of groups like ourselves, Kildare Biker Spins and Meets, we get together. So this is how it's done. Do you know what I mean? So again, even if you're not more bike enthusiast or whatever, but you want to help out somebody that's genuine, that's really and truly going places in the sport and making a name for themselves and putting like the likes of Eaton Derry on the map, get behind him, throw us a few.
And in fairness, now we have to hand it to Kevin. Kevin, he understands and he knows who supports him.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, I appreciate it, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So look at, get in contact. Anybody else that wants to throw on a prize or that, get in contact with us there, and we'll make it all happen without a shadow of a doubt. Again, on that, just throwing the dates out again. So, of course, it's the 11th of October again, is the organised run. Meeting in Gaelic Burger with the Kildare Biker Spins and Meets.
And then the route from there, we're going to head off and we're going to go to the plaza in Kinnegad, get a cup of coffee, and hopefully meet up with more bikers there. And then we're heading up to Terence Healy's, and Kevin himself will be there with the race bikes and maybe some of the Daracore lads with some of his own merchandise and stuff for sale as well on the day. All you have to do is Terence Healy has an absolutely fantastic selection. People that haven't been over there, you don't need to go to some of these big, stores up in Dublin or whatever, and I'm not urging people not to, but if you're around the area, you'll get everything you need in Terence Healy's. See, now he's a Shoei dealer. He's got a great selection of Shoei helmets. He's got HSC helmets over there. He's a fantastic section of all Oxford gear that's over there as well. There's some Alpine Star stuff. Everything you need is over there. Boots, gloves, and let alone the bikes. I mean, the bikes is like, Jesus Christ, it's like going into a
candy shop.
Exactly, like a candy shop. Everything that's over there is absolutely amazing.
Daracore, after getting the new stickers,
Kevin Key. Yeah, they're class.
I tell you now, if he's listening, he knows the he better keep a sticker for the Gale boys.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll have to get a few of them up here in the studio for sure. Yeah. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Next thing we want to talk about is, I know none of you listen to it or none of you watch it, Moto GP. Been watching it again. I mentioned on a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. I got back into watching it. I'm absolutely glued to it. It is class. Catalonia was on at the weekend. I know you were not into it, but a lot of listeners have been into this. Catalonia was on at the Moto GP, which is over in Spain.
Is that your man on the bike?
yeah, him.
Yeah.
But it was unreal. Like, this whole season, Marquez has been the one to catch. He's just absolutely dominating the whole championship. But him and his brother, Alex, now Alex is riding another Ducati for a different team. But the Ducatis, no one can keep.
Oh, they came in first and second, didn't they?
Yeah,
two brothers.
Yeah, Alex took the win and Mark took second. But it was class. Now, I would have never been a big Marquez fan, especially with the whole him and Rossi. They were always kind of bitter rivals and stuff. But Jesus, by say not, no, the utmost respect. You want to see the crowd. And the two boys on the final lap with the Spanish flag. Man. It was absolutely class.
He's the new kid in town because Rossi's gone.
No, 100%.
You know.
Yeah,
but if Rossi was still there, it'd be Rossi.
Look at, in fairness, I don't know. I like Rossi's an absolutely phenomenal talent. There's no point saying any different, but it's a different time now, different bikes, different machines.
Era.
Well, yeah, it's a new era, like, you know what I mean? And Mark has one of the best comeback stories of all time. For a long time there, he suffered a horrific thing. It was an arm injury, and he thought his career was over.
Oh, I've seen a video of that, yeah.
And then he's after coming back, and what he's doing now is not enjoying. I think he's leading the championship by, I think it's well over 100 points. Yeah. It's just unheard of what he's doing.
He sent me a text there during the week. He said, "Chow, would you come over and bring this to you for a test spin?" And I said, "No, Buck, listen, I'm busy."
Yeah, eager.
I have some time.
Oh, my God.
You know?
But the Ducatis, they're absolute. That V4 Ducati engine is unbelievable. I see now even Yamaha, I think it could be shortly, they're testing. Yamaha have a V4 now. And she's going to be going up. And they're all trying to compete with Ducati. So you've got Ducati, they've got KTM and Aprilia, kind of sort of the top kind of teams. And then Yamaha have been, a long way there. You have Honda as well, but yeah.
But they're all, you'll see it over then. If Yamaha's going now, this V4 crack, you're going to see Suzuki. Honda.
Suzuki aren't obviously in, don't do the MotoGP
anymore. Do they not anymore?
No, not since I think 2023 or something. They came back very briefly and then which was a pity, like, because they had some fucking great riders and stuff, but it's Ducatis everywhere. It's this Ducati engine, this V4 with this.
Now, is it a Ducati or a
Ducati? Ducati. I don't know how you pronounce it.
No, I thought
Ducati.
I always said Ducati.
Ducati, yeah. Tomatoes.
No, never my type of bike though.
No, well, I do like them. I like it. Yeah, look, I do. There's something about them and the history of them. Like, they are nice. Like, do you know what I mean? But the valve, I've born every tears here, but like the valve system that they have, the Desmond.
I'm just going to get another can here. Hold on there 2 seconds.
Yeah, but I don't blame you. Give me something strong as well.
No, but like basically what they done from an engineering point of view, like, it's a long time on the go. This isn't something that they created last week. But you know the way on a normal engine your valves work? You know the way normally a valve works on an engine, it opens and closes.
Yeah.
So you've got a cam on a lobe that pushes down pushes the spring down,
spring,
opens
yeah.
a valve,
Yeah.
and then the spring closes it. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
But at high RPM, you get spring bounce, so it doesn't close when it needs to. So that's all in loss of power. So what Ducati did was then they've got another cam lobe that actually, so a cam opens it and a cam closes it. So instead of
that's
waiting
the
for the
difference.
spring to close the valve, you have another cam.
cam
That
So he's actually now trying to get the mechanical crowd to follow it as well.
I know, I'm just saying that's how where people have often heard of Desmond Sedici or whatever you call, whatever way they pronounce it. That's what it is.
Well, you know the
in
way
a
all my
sense.
bikes work is. I
Yeah.
turn the key, hit the fucking switch, boom, up the
Start
road.
it,
That's it.
turn it off,
That's
put the key
job.
back in the house
That's
and
it.
leave it there.
Right.
That's exactly how it goes. But anyway, anybody that's maybe thinking of going back watching the Moto GP, do. It is absolutely brilliant. And then you'd bring Superbike on at the weekend, and some of the battles that was on there was absolutely fucking class. We're going to Alton Park. We have it provisionally kind of booked, the thing for Kevin's round of the BSP.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're going?
You're going.
Oh, 100%.
We're flying over now.
Oh, we're flying, yeah.
We're going to
yeah.
fly over. We're not going to bother bringing the bikes. We're going to fly over.
Fly
Nah,
over.
Rent
it's
a car.
too dodgy this time of year.
Yes.
If you
Yeah.
got caught the other side, you'd be just browned off. You
The
wouldn't
red
enjoy it.
carpet will be rolled straight out. We just walk in straight across to the paddock, meet all the big boys, tip around back, get the plane.
We'll
home.
turn up. All
Thanks.
four of us fall out of a Nissan Micra or something.
Never mind a Michael. Follow the rain airplane. Absolutely.
I knew we took that wrong turn. Acquaid you bollocks.
The pilot wouldn't let me fly. Fucking.
Yeah, well, you lived in England for years now, so you should know exactly where we're going.
I
Exactly.
lived in London.
Yeah, but you're
Fucking
London,
London, mate.
You London, mate. You fucking what?
fucking what?
You
Oh,
will.
it's my fucking menace. And
You fucking want him.
The old London accent, you cannot beat it, so you can't. Come here, Eamonn is still over beyond the Pyrenees.
Pyrenees, yeah.
Having
getting
the
a
time of his life.
getting
Yeah.
an absolute baiting off or something.
Reckons it's the job.
Class. Says it's absolutely class. He,
Fair play to him. now.
boys, 100%. Well earned, boys. And some of the roads, he's been keeping us updated and posted that some of the roads are absolutely
But what's the story
unbelievable.
now? I just want to get this. Mark that works over with Terence there. Mm-hmm. Are we supposed to be going with him somewhere next year?
That's
Morocco.
Morocco. That's,
Morocco.
That's
Yeah.
a different country, chat.
Different
Yeah.
country altogether.
Yeah,
No,
different continent.
that's what I'm asking, right?
continent, actually,
You let
yeah.
her. What? I'd slap the head.
Yeah,
of
but
that
we're
now.
not. We're talking about Eamonn now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm talking about us for next year.
I was just looking at some of the pictures and some of the videos. So one of the lads, I don't know who it was, that went with him. Like some of the roads he was saying, and some of the bends are outrageous. Like that's what Eamonn was saying. Then I just caught up to say one device is on a gold wing. One of the,
Yeah,
one
I've
of the
seen
lads that's
that.
with him is on a gold wing. So I'd love to know how the fuck he got. Because according to Eamonn, some of these roads are unreal, like hairpin bends. So, geez, I'd love to know how your man's getting on with the gold wing. There's got.
I suppose
There's
just how
a-
quickly you're doing it, though. Like.
Yeah, but Jesus, man, like
They're a
depends
big,
on
heavy
they're a
hawk.
big
Oh,
heavy.
yeah,
if you were
but-
coming down like a hill, which a lot of them are, if you're coming down a hill
I suppose. Yeah.
onto a sharp right hand bend, Jesus, you'd
Yeah.
have the brakes well tested on it anyway, I can tell you that. But
Put it in
there's
reverse. Do it a second time.
there is reverse on a
I
Honda
know, that's
Goldwing.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Put it in reverse.
But it uses the starter to reverse it.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah.
Before.
Another one of the lads is on a GS 1200, and then there's an SX 1000. One of the lads is an
Yeah.
S.
Oh, that's tiny.
That's tiny, right? He
Tiny's
is
on
the-
the
Yeah, I'm not sure what else. There's a V-Strom there, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Couple of
Eamonn's
couple
on
of
the
good mix
Aprilia.
of
Paul
bikes.
Kane, he's riding the
GT.
GT, the Suzuki. Yeah, he's riding that.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Looks like an absolutely unbelievable trip. We're just talking about it's something we'd have to try and do. Of course, it's just the time that it takes to
Yeah,
do
but
the
you're
trip.
going to
is
work
the
a bit
hard
harder,
part.
but and get a few shillings
I
in.
know, lad. I need to try and gather up a few bob. Not easy. Not
You
easy.
wouldn't if there was work in the bed, you'd lie on the floor.
I'm talking about.
Can't about
Brent.
me. Need to start trying to work
What
on
this is saying, you're sitting telling him to train more.
Yeah.
You've never worked to do that.
I tell you one thing, bud.
Go on,
When
go on,
you
go on saying about slapping
when
me or
you
something.
get as much work under your belt as I did, then you'll understand.
I'm done then. I'm
Well
done.
said.
I tell you what, I've done more work rolling this fag.
Go way
You want
over
to give up
that.
them fags as well. Name
That's
of
why
the
I'm on the
mind
roll,
is
yeah.
such a yoke and rolling there. Lord, Jesus Christ. Come here, without further ado, we're going to bring you over to him, and Eamonn's going to give us a full update on the Pyrenees 2025.
Aloha from sunny Spain. Yeah, we're around 1900 kilometres under our belt here now. On our way back for the boat for Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. So we've 2 more days. We're a little bit closer to Bilbao than we had planned to be. We've done better than we thought, so we're going to take a slight detour tomorrow to make it a little bit longer. 200, I think, and 94 kilometers today, which actually takes the guts of 7+ hours. Now you'll be stopping for a bit of grub, petrol, a bit of a stretching the legs, so you're not riding for that length of time, but you'd be kind of saying, how does it take you that length of time to unset to do that distance, but the roads are that twisty, like you could be looking down at the same road underneath you for 5 or 6 miles, twist, so it takes a lot of time, but the roads are unbelievable. Weather has been unbelievable. We've been very, very, very lucky with weather. Got one very foggy morning, but it did eventually lift. We got a slight bit of rain. I had to put on the wet gear once, but it disappeared as quick as it came, sort of thing. So, yeah, we stayed in Jekka last night for 2 nights. We had a little bit of a break. We're in Andorra just before that. Lourdes before that. The road from Lourdes to Andorra is just unbelievable. Crazy. But then I'd have to get the exact routes of the names of the roads. There's that many different type ones that you could take a completely different one than we took, but oh my God, the roads just very hard to explain unless you're on them. But yeah, so far so good. The driving upside the road wasn't as big as a challenge as I thought, and everybody thinks the same. When you come into the towns and cities, yeah, it's a little bit queer. Coming into the roundabout stops way around, and some of the junction layouts are a little bit crazy, but we're managing it. We're getting there, so yeah, we've 2 more days left. So both Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, back home Monday evening. But look, I'll probably talk about it on a future podcast or whatever. Recommendations, do's and don'ts, but I would 110% recommend anybody do this trip. Whether you take our route or not, you won't be disappointed. Talk to you next week.
Well, I have a funny feeling, boys, we're going to be hearing about this Pyrenees trip now for the next fucking 6 months. But he seems to be having a great time anyway. And you heard it straight from him there. He absolutely urged anyone to do that trip. It just looks unbelievable. Now, he's gone for 2 weeks. So the question I have for everybody here, would you like to do it, and would that amount of riding? So he's done 1,900 kilometres. So he's saying there that he done, was it yesterday, 294 kilometres, but took 7 hours because all the stopping and this, that, and other. Could you see yourself doing that kind of riding continuously for say 7 days in a row?
Doing what, minimum 2 something?
Minimum 7 hours on the bike.
Depending on the bike, I suppose.
That's the big thing now, yeah.
If you had the right bike, you wouldn't mind it too much.
Yeah. Could you, Cha?
Well, with the right bike,
With the right bike.
Like he's after doing on that Aprilia.
Yeah, but you said it's salvage comfort.
Eamonn, as you know,
loves it.
But he suffers with the old hip and all.
Yeah.
Much the same as yourself.
Yeah.
But sure, yeah, I'd say yeah. Like I mean, she is in 7 hours with the regular stops there. Sure, you surely put the 300 kilometres a day up.
No, you would, I suppose,
what I mean?
But then I suppose the thing you forget, you're forgetting as well is the roads over there. A lot of them roads, from what I can see,
it's twist
turns. There wouldn't be any big speed, so like you wouldn't be doing 300 kilometres like the way you do it over here.
No. You do about, I suppose, 200 kilometres at your ease. Scraping the knees off each side.
Would.
The mouth.
Lord.
No, but sure, look, come here till I tell you. You see, you've got to understand too, when you're out with a nice bunch of blokes, right? The day just tips on nice and dandy, and you're cruising around there.
They all have comms as well.
Yeah. Great job.
And they're all able to talk together. So, look, you'd make it enjoyable.
You would.
And you wouldn't feel 300 kilometres there. when you be tipping on.
Yeah.
Have a quick stop every so often.
And when you've
Yeah.
good weather too, it makes so
Of course it
difference,
does.
like,
Sure,
so
you're in
different.
great form.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I mean, you think of it, like, to get up over there at, say, 8 o'clock in the morning
yeah,
and be on the road for 9,
Mm-hmm.
tipping around there in that sunshine.
savage, yeah.
Now, to get up over here at 8 o'clock in the morning and a pissing rain,
Exactly. You lay
don't
in the
want
bed
to-
and you hear the rain baiting off the window and you're going, oh,
all you want to do
Jesus.
is cuddle in and
Yeah.
stay in the bed.
Yeah,
That's all you want to
exactly, yeah.
do.
We have
Roll
that
over
fucking
and
problem
chant your
tomorrow.
arm. What's that?
We have that problem tomorrow.
We do have that problem tomorrow, McQuaid.
Yeah.
Myself and McQuaid are tackling a few more pints of the Irish Photo Rally, and it's taken us to, with the help of God, to Newcastle West in Limerick for 1 pint. What did you say? It's an old bar or something, is it? Or what
No,
is
it's
it?
an old railway station.
Oh, it's an old rail. Oh, I
Yeah.
know the one. now,
Don't
yeah.
mention fucking bar, you won't leave it.
No,
for
no.
fuck's sake.
An old railway station, and then
Yeah.
we're going from there
Car
to
Savine.
Cahersiveen in the county of Kerry, and that you've seen that. That's like an old castle. It's class looking.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, have you not? I thought I
Yeah.
sent you the picture of it. It's absolutely,
Oh,
it's
you
a
might have done.
savage looking place. I don't know what it is now, but we'll find out all the history of it.
Yeah.
We're staying in Cahersiveen tomorrow night, up bright and early, depending on how many Guinnesses is sunk on Saturday morning, heading for Mill Street
Yeah.
in Cork to do another pint. Then we're going to head up the road, lad, and we're actually going to go in as far as Cashel, and we're going to go in and see the old Rocky Cashel, lad.
Yeah.
Have a look around a bit.
I thought we were going to Clonmel.
No.
Oh, right.
Why would we go to Clonmel?
I have,
Bulmers?
I have no idea. I know, I had it in my head.
And then
that
see
we're
the
going-
old Tipperary champagne or the Clonmel champagne.
no, I
or
thought we were
Chardonnay.
going to Clonmel for some reason.
No, Cashel. Not 100 mile away now, but yeah, we're going to go into Cashel and have a bit of a look around. We're doing a first ever proper YouTube video, I'll tell you. So really good TV, and the missing and flyer. If you're listening now, just watch out.
Yeah.
McQuaid and Maguire are going YouTube. Fucking, we're going huge, man.
The chair can't go.
No, I know, man. I know
love
all
that.
John is saying. No, I know I do sneer, and I do joke, and I do blackguard, as you would say. I wish you were coming tomorrow. Key, you not so much, but definitely, Jack.
No, I would have loved it, but I wouldn't be.
I know, 100%.
I wouldn't be
100%.
able. No.
But as we're saying, the weather is giving shocking for the weekend.
I don't
No.
care. I've the wet gear now. I don't
you're
give a
not going.
shit.
Yeah, but as soon as you go out in the rain,
Sunday is the worst.
Sunday's the
Monday, so I'd say it's definitely going to rain, but hopefully it won't be as bad as
I don't know, if it's only spitting, I might not bother with the rain gear.
I'm 100% putting the winter rain gear on, because I'm not going the whole way going, is it going to start raining now, is it not? And then by the time it starts raining, it's too late to get in and put the gear on then, because you'll just be fucking drowned. I'm just putting it on to fuck.
I'm just going to bring spare gear for everything.
Spare gear, are you?
But sure, I need a night's worth of gear in the top box.
Yeah.
So spare trousers, spare
Yeah.
jacket,
Yeah, I suppose.
and
yeah.
then just a hoodie and jeans. That's all I need in the box. Like,
That's true.
I know I will bring the rain gear.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
if there's any of our listeners down there in Cahersiveen, give us the name of a few pub. I don't know how many pubs is in it, but if there's a good
As long
spot,
as there's one.
as long as there's one, anyhow, we won't be doing too bad. Just on that as well, like the prices of hotels in this country, man,
That's
is
right.
scandalous.
Right.
Absolute. We're paying €180 for the one night in a hotel, and I'm not going to name the hotel around.
And we're sharing
like-
a single bed.
Yeah, we told him
We're
there
sharing
was,
a single bed.
there was 2 single beds, but I told her to take out one. There'd be no need for it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I'm delighted I'm not going.
But we'd fit you in the cot at the end of the bed. We'd say, we're bringing an infant with us.
Yeah, put you in the bath. But €180 for
No, we booked it last minute, but you wouldn't have
No,
thought, like,
but-
this is out of season. Like,
it is our
it's-
season, man, and it's a Friday night.
But lads, when you think of it, Ireland is a rip-off.
Oh, yeah, but it's everywhere, lad. It's everywhere. I'm listening to what the UK has gone for.
Oh, no,
Germany,
the
whole
UK,
Ger-
no,
whole lot
yeah,
of it,
they're-
yeah, it's all gone
Pear-shaped.
bananas. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is 100%. Yeah,
But I tell you now, in fairness, when we went that time to Westport, that place where we go, lads, you couldn't beat it. It
Glad,
was-
no, that was brilliant.
I tell you the
That was
truth, it
brilliant.
was the
I
best night.
think they charged us wrong, by the way. I know, so.
Yeah,
I don't care, but you know, it
was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
It was top
Like-
class. You couldn't have asked for better.
You couldn't.
Good room, clean, great service, friendly people, good food,
Yeah.
great location. It was brilliant. That was costing us
Absolute-
what, about 30 quid a head?
It was 30 quid ahead.
With a full
Yeah,
Irish.
with a full Irish, sure, like in all
Like,
fairness.
where would you get?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Where was
fairness-
Well, you'd always get it in Westport.
Yeah, well, that is it. But I mean, I'm not being smart. If it was a small little village in Arsehole, Norway, you'd say fair. But like Westport is a touristy town,
yeah,
like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They could kind of charge a lot more for that. But anyhow, it's not everywhere. It's not across
But
the board.
having said
but,
it though, but in fairness,
Mhm.
the reason it really attracted me to it and all is because for lads out on bikes doing a bit of touring around, right? And if you were getting little places like that at that money,
You go back.
oh, she'll go back.
And you'll recommend it,
And
yeah.
you'll recommend it.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
we're recommending it now.
Yeah, we've stayed in some, like even this year, like we've done a good few nights away, and even I know we've done a couple as well. But like, just we've stayed in some fantastic places.
Yeah.
Like not
Met some characters.
met some
You want-
fantastic people. I was just trying to think of it. It's in Duncannon. Is it the Cannon Court or Cannon Hotel or
What
something?
was your one? She's strange now.
Oh, but she was, but
Oh, she was a lovely person.
fantastic person, brilliant. We spoke about one other podcast. That was very reasonable.
We sent her a message and she thanks us.
Because, like,
Yeah,
you think
great
with-
food,
Yeah.
breakfast, and everything was
The
fantastic.
difference was, and this is why, like, when places like the Bike Fest, Killarney, you know,
Yeah,
if they want people to keep going to that, like we're not going next year now. Because this year, 500 for 2 nights.
Ah, yeah, that's looking.
Right?
That's 100%.
Which, like, you know, it's a bit stiff.
That
now.
wasn't
bit
even a
Irish.
fucking breakfast.
No,
And no, you had to pay for the breakfast separate.
yeah.
Another
We didn't get a
$12.50 a head.
Didn't get a breakfast.
Didn't get a
No,
breakfast. No,
but that's what I'm saying to you.
Now, to be fair, we wouldn't have been up early enough to get it. I wouldn't think anyway.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, like, that turned people off straight
It
away.
would, of course. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you want
It's
to
a
be
fair
getting,
expense there now
It is.
before you put a drop of petrol
but
on the bike or whatever.
Yeah, but with the likes of Bike Fest, like any town that has any big event,
They all do.
like they all.
No, it's not Bike Fest. It's
It's-
they all
it's
do.
just
They all
like-
like
Oh,
the Oasis
no,
up,
I'm
100%.
not just saying
Did you see
that.
them up in Dublin there for like the Oasis concert?
Ah,
The
sure,
price of
mental.
you want to see
Mental.
fucking what's that thing?
But then you see,
Some big golf yoke down in there. The Ryder Cup is
Oh
coming there.
yeah.
And you want like Newcastle West were going. I know, obviously, there's good friends of mine down there. Their family, and they're on about renting a hotel in anywhere in the country for the 2
And
weeks
renting out their house.
and renting out the house. You want to hear the money that they've told me has been thrown at them.
There was
Like
a house.
5 figures.
Yeah, there was a house in Portrush along where the Northwest 200 goes on. And you know that big golf thing that was on a couple of weeks ago? There was a house right there, and the house was rented out for a week for £13,000 sterling
Yeah.
for the week.
oh, sure, Brendan, where we stayed in that lovely hotel up in
Ballymena.
Ballymena,
Yeah.
right? The hotel up the road, 800 sterling
Yeah.
per night.
Per night, yeah.
Per person.
Yeah, sure. I know.
Right.
Mental.
Priced it.
Yeah, we priced it, right?
Yeah,
I
that
know.
would absolutely turn your stomach.
Wouldn't be for us, anyhow.
It
No.
would certainly not.
So look, you can shop around there and you can get some good deals. 110%. Give a place a go, especially when you're rough around the edges as we are. We don't really mind as long as it's a bed, as the fella says. We'd sleep on a fucking upturned plough anyway. But
Well, we slept in a sardine can. down in
he
camp.
did. That was great crack.
But you have to understand though, Ross, the memories and the bit of banter, the bit of crack.
Half of the crack that weekend was
the
in
few
there.
cans and everything. And then
100%.
they now having a lash in Brendan's boots and an old one walking by me. And
I mean, new boots now, so they're waterproof. The new ones were waterproof.
no, they were
now, so
waterproof, yeah.
Yeah, they were.
They were
That was on the
on me.
good side of the holes. All your fucking.
But I had
Euros
to
were
laugh,
down.
Bren, when I took your boot, I couldn't find mine, and sure, your boot's fucking swimming on me. Oh, it goes, and myself and the man, and I had him hanging there doing a wee, and this one walks by, good night, and I went, good night, and I with the yoke, and
Him with his little pair of underpants on him.
It was all right. She didn't see the lad in the hand. Anyway.
the
no,
old pipe fronts.
but she was in the pod next to us, and I could hear her telling the husband, she says, do you know that little jockey from there with the big whip? He's outside.
She says, I thought St. Patrick got rid of all the snakes. There's a fucking anaconda out there. Oh my God, where would you get the bed? Where would you get it?
But you see, that's the crack.
Bit of crack,
The,
bit of crack.
The memories and the bit of a laugh and banter.
100%.
You know, there's enough of sadness in the world.
There is.
You know.
And speaking of I suppose, sadness, and it brings us nicely on to our main topic for the podcast is mental health.
Yeah.
Something we've been talking about obviously for a while, and we wanted to kind of chat about a bit on the podcast. And I suppose it is probably kind of hard sometimes, definitely for lads. You know, women. I'm not generalising or that, but like a lot of women are great to talk. You know what I mean? And they'll open up about stuff, and they'll you know, display their feelings or stuff.
Where a
they're
man
going through,
keeps
whereas
it to himself.
a lot of men.
And the few that do, they just get to, sure, you'll be grand. Yeah, sure, come on out for a pint there, you'll be grand.
Yeah.
Buck up.
Yeah, and again, and I'm not, we all love our pint, but you know, if you're suffering with the head, realistically, drink is the worst thing for
It
you.
is, because it's still there tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow, and then you have all the stuff on top of you. So it is definitely not the fucking answer, the solution. But we just kind of thought about it as we were talking there, and we all kind of were just kind of sharing stories. But you could be in bad form, do you know, you could be just in a bit of a shitty fucking humour, or things are not going great, and you jump up on the bike there and you head off with some of your mates for a spin, and straight away, you know, the humour improves. And like, do you ever notice where if I was to get you, Ross, and say, come in here, and I was to sit you down on the couch and the two of us just sit there, so right, come on, talk to me now, what's going on or whatever, you wouldn't. It just wouldn't feel natural.
Yeah,
like,
no,
do you know what I mean?
You probably wouldn't know.
But when you're on the bike and you're out for a spin and you're chatting and say, what's going on with you? And you could say, oh, my head's wrecked over such and such. And it's just easier to talk, isn't it? Like, it's just like, oh, such an... And then you can talk about
you could be dwelling on something that fucking some stupid shit, work or some bollocks like that. It's like, fuck that up there today. You're hanging on it, you're dwelling on it, you're stirring on it, you're stewing on the fucking thing. Mm-hmm. And someone says, come on out for a spin there. And you're like, I don't fucking want to. But then you throw the leg over the bike. Mm-hmm. You go for that spin, and all you're thinking about then is fucking, have to be here for this corner. And then you get home and you're like, why the fuck was I worrying about that?
Yeah.
Sure, it's a job. Fuck
Absolutely.
It's a distraction.
Yeah.
It's a distraction as well as ever. But you do definitely, as you know, when you're out with a bunch of friends, male or female, it is an awful lot easier to talk. When you're there and you're talking about the spin and any old cracking work and such a thing. You know, I was in work today, hitting water mains and they're going bananas about it, and then all takes fun lad to say, sure.
That water main was dead, by the way, don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, for as an example, some lad will turn around and say, you could say, I was in work today, I hit a water main, there's murder, I'm dreading on going in. Then all it takes is one lad that's been in your shoes before, whatever, and said, there won't be a word about it next week. You know what I mean? That happens every other day of the week or something. Don't be bad. And then you kind of go, yeah, do you know something? He is actually fucking, he is right.
Because
you know?
lads do lead in on them. And the lead, and it takes over the head.
Yeah.
And then it gets
bottle it up, like.
Yeah, and you get into one of these depressing humours, and you swear the whole world's going to fall on top of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Listen, there's more to life than letting something stupid bother you. Get out of the head. Get up on the bike.
Yeah.
Ring a friend. Have a chat.
Yeah.
You know, let it out.
Do something about it. It's not going to fix itself.
You see, when you hold it in, right? Like I know from my own self from years ago. Time I had a crash and I was in a wheelchair and everything, and I got depressed. And it's very simple, lads. Depression can just grab you, and when it grabs you, sometimes it's very hard to get out of it. But when you sit down and you talk and open up, even have a cry, let it out. You feel a lot better. And then you're looking back and going, what was I worried about? Why was I letting that get to me? You know, there's more to life. Get up and do something about it. Don't hold it in. Holding it in is the worst thing you could possibly do. The best thing to do is open up to a friend, have a good laugh about it, get it out. That's when you ease your mind.
And you said before, you would oftentimes, like, you were in a wheelchair for nearly the best part of a year, like.
Yes, I was.
And you thought maybe you wouldn't get back on the bikes, and then, you know, you had dark days. But like all your brothers and all your mates got you over it, they called down and...
Like, it's 16 years ago, because my daughter turned 16 this year, and Sylvie was up again having my daughter that time, when I had that accident. And it just all got into me, you know? And I was sitting in the bedroom one day in the wheelchair. She was going off and she had Kieran with her. He was only a young fella, about 6 years of age at the time. And I was looking out the bedroom window. I was after being crying, just totally pissed off. And she drove back in after being away, and she drove back in. I looked into the back of the car from the bedroom, like, and I could see Kieran in. Something just clicked in my head then, bang, and I snapped over it.
Yeah.
I just completely got over it. I says, why are you being selfish for, you know, holding all this in and stupid thoughts going through your head and all. Look, you have a son there.
Yeah.
You have another baby on the way.
Yeah.
So I snapped over it.
100%.
And that's why I do try and explain to people, like I have one or two friends now that have come to me and spoke to me, and I help them out by telling them, listen, whoa, shake yourself down now, get out of this. they're bikers. They do get up on their bike and go off and all. Even today, one of them rang me there this morning while I was in hospital, saying he was sorry he couldn't get over to see me and all, you know. And I says, don't be panicking about it, lad. He says, how are you? I says, I'm grand. Say, sound. Say, how are you feeling? He says, absolutely, yeah, 100%. He says, and thanks for the chat we had. And I say, there's no problem. Anything you need me, give me a ring. Doesn't matter what time of the morning or anything, just ring me.
Yeah.
And when a fella knows that there's someone there for him, he'll use that.
Yeah.
He knows he's not on his own.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And that's the thing with biker people. Not saying just all got to do with bikes. Like,
No, of course, but it's just relevant to what we're talking about.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of us out there that, no matter who you are, because nearly everybody now that's on the bikes, at some point, they've numbers to 5 or 6 lads or maybe 20, and someone knows someone that's suffering from it. And all they have to do is sit down, have a good heart-to-heart with them, get them out on the bike for a spin. Beer is not the answer.
No, it's not. No.
Beer is not the... Far away from beer is just get them, clean the head by going for a spin, go for a burger and a bag of chips and a cup of coffee. Yeah. Have a good chat. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Not beer.
No.
Because the beer is only adding to it.
Oh, yeah.
Because the next day he'd get up and he'd be totally depressed out of his brain.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. And as well as that, like, I suppose if you're in a group, you know, whether it's a club or whether it's just a group of mates to go out on bikes or whatever the case would be, if there's someone in it, you know, if there's someone that you couldn't talk to, then, you know, I wouldn't class them as a mate.
No.
Like, I have to say, genuinely, hand in hand, I'm not just saying this because you're all here, there's not one lad in Clonegale that if I was in bother with, that I couldn't feel that I'd feel that I couldn't talk to him. And I mean that. I genuinely mean any of you now, and any lad that's in Clonegale, I genuinely feel if I was under pressure in the morning, whatever, I could pick up the phone, I could ring any one of yous and yous would, you know, it'd help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It definitely would, you know.
It's definitely the proudest thing in my last 10 years I've done.
Yeah.
Like moving back from England, was in bad ways over there on the drink and like wasn't. But every weekend it was just go hard in the drink for 3 days. Yeah. Starting on Friday night, finishing on Sunday. Yeah. Because I had no other hobbies. I had the shooting, but then my mates moved back to Ireland. Yeah. Then moved back to Dublin, and then but I was up in Dublin. I was getting into the bikes then, but I was still in Dublin. Yeah. So I was getting back down here and joining the clan. You got me in there, you know. But and then getting patched in and everything. It was one of the proudest moments of my life. Yeah. Genuinely. No, because of all the boys that are in it, like there's not a bad egg in anyone. No. You know, and there's lads here, they'll call you up, they'll saunter into the back of the house there. Oh, you're here. Grand. Yeah. Want a cup of tea or what? Yeah.
But the beauty of it all is...
That's what I love.
Sorry, the way we go on and have the slag.
Yeah.
And
but that's what it's about. That's what I love about the garage. Genuinely, hand on heart. I love in the garage there and not knowing any even, I could be in the middle next thing yourself, come in, or Kieran, or you call out, or Paul, any of the boys you just drop in there. You know what I mean? That's what I love that. Like, you know what I mean? It's great. Just a bit of a chat because you could be having a whore of a day and everyone's going wrong. And next thing, Chad come in and say something smart or something. And you say, you know what I mean? You'd be smart, you'd be laughing. You'd say, like, oh Lord.
And then I dig it in more.
100%. And then grand.
And by the time I'm going home, you give me a big hug and you say, thanks for coming down.
Soundbook.
Yeah, 100%. Because you're in the jollier humour going in.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things. I give the example of before I was in Clonegale, I was on bikes, you know, for a large part of my life. And then obviously, I had them when I was in Australia, came home, was on the bikes. And then, between one thing and another, lost a very, very good friend of mine off a bike. And then it was all kind of happening around the one time. I was in the middle of building my house, or I had started building the house. So, and the kids were really, really young at the time, and I changed jobs, and there was that many distractions. So I gave up on the bikes. I just parked that idea, you know, especially with the realization, money and the accident and all. So I decided I'd sort of park the bikes. And while I was busy with the house, like every weekend, it was every evening during the week, you know what I mean? When you were getting stuff ready for builders or electricians or whatever, so you were constantly occupied. Again, the kids were young, so if you'd spare time, you were running here or there with them, the whole lot. The job kept me, I was all over the country, so I was busy. The mind was going the whole time. So I hadn't time to be sitting there and thinking and stewing and things. But then a couple of years passed, the house was built, Kids were getting older. I was settled in the job. And I can honestly say I was in brutal bad form. Now, hand on heart. And my wife will attest to this. I was just in bad humour all the time. And then I started getting, I'd be getting cross with the kids over something fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I couldn't really pinpoint what it was. And then I sat down with herself one evening. I said, I don't know what's going on. I nearly had a meltdown. I said, like, I have my house. I says, I have my wife. I says, I have the kids. I says, grand. I have a good job and all that. Realistically, couldn't ask for any more. But I don't know. I just felt fucking lost. And thinking about it, and I just said to her, I didn't want to say that I wanted to go back on the bikes because I felt like it was a selfish thing to do at the time.
Yeah.
Because she'd known, obviously with the accident and what can happen with them and with the kids and all. And I just thought it was a selfish thing to do. But then at the same time, I was thinking to myself, like, I don't ever want to go through the whole lot of my life, however long it is, and say I never went back on the bikes. Like, bikes is my biggest passion in life. Well, outside of obviously my wife and kids, but my number one passion, my hobby in life is motorbikes. Everything got to do with them, whether it's racing, going out for a spin with G-Boys, working on them in the shed, picking up the phone call and fucking during the week and chatting to you about an old ZX9 that's for sale and done deal, or do you know what I mean? Going off on the weekend, lads looking at a bike or a project or whatever. The whole lot of it. Key coming down in his MT-07. Class, do you know what I mean?
Child.
Like a spoiled child, the whole thing, you know what I mean? That's what my whole life revolved around. And I was missing that. And motorbikes to me has always been that bit of a reset button. Things are going hard. You don't have to go 200 mile an hour down the road.
No, a word about it.
No, a
You
word
don't.
about it. It's just you put on the helmet and it's like everyone else just goes quiet. You get out on the bike and it's just a reset. Other people go to the gym. Some people climb mountains. Other people go fishing. For us, it's the bikes.
Yeah.
It's the roar of it. It's having the bike between your legs and heading off for a spin.
For sure.
That's what was missing.
That's what happened to me, Brendan, not stopping you, but that bad crash I had, and I was in Tala. I was in Tala for nearly 3 months, and Sylvia came up. She thought she was doing great. She came up one day, and I was still fairly sick, and said to me, "Oh, I'm after cancelling all your bike insurances and all, blah, blah." First thing I said, "What you do that for?" "Oh, so you're not going back on the bikes now?" I says, "Yeah, what?" I said, "Sylvia, the bikes that's my hobby."
That's
I said, I says, "I couldn't not have a bike." I says, "You didn't." She says, "Well, I thought I was doing good." I said, "Sweetheart, you might have been thought you were doing good, but sorry, I'm not selling my bikes. I'm going back on my bikes when I get better."
Yeah.
And it was that had in my head for to get better. Are you with what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yellow goal.
Now, yeah, but now I have quietened. I'm not the same as
No, I know.
header ball I used to be. Like, I learned any gobshite can wind out a throttle. You know, anyone. But it's to stop it.
Yeah.
And that's why now there's certain times, allegedly, the pup comes out me. Not as much as it did.
No.
But I've learned. Because now
But
I
that's it.
have a son on a bike. And
Lead by example.
I'd hate for anything,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I genuinely, that was the biggest thing to me. And even I remember I eventually sat down and said, like, I know what's wrong. Like, you know what I mean? And I said, as cliche as this might sound, I said, like, I need a bike, do you know? And I said, I know it's a fucking selfish thing to ask and all, and I don't want you putting under pressure. I was saying this to my wife. I said, but like, I need my bike. It's my reset. I've tried everything else. I even tried golf at one stage, and that is no exact. I tried golf and
Remember
everything.
you telling me that
Oh,
story.
mother of divine Jesus, how anyone does that. But anyway,
Yeah.
I tried everything. I was doing a good bit of hunting and fishing all the time, but it wasn't it. It just wasn't
Wasn't
the
doing it
fucking
for you,
reset.
no.
And I sat down with herself, and she says, she kind of looked at me like a two heads, and she said, "Go and get a bike." She said, if you want a bike, she said, "Go and get a bike." She says, you know, anything can happen to anybody at any stage. She says, God forbid, she said, if something happens to you on the bike, I'm not going to hold that against you. So she provided you're not fucking doing something stupid.
Yeah.
She said, if somebody comes out and knocks you off a bike or whatever, a genuine accident, she said, I never hold that against you. But she said, if you're going down the road at 140 mile on the back wheel, then I'd fucking hold it. And I promised her, I said I wouldn't. But I remember even when
That's why you only do 130.
yeah, 130.
I was about to say, he can't put on the back wheel anyway.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And but I remember, I genuinely remember this. I remember going to bed that night, And for the couple of years, I had banned myself off Dundee. I wouldn't even go on and look at bikes. If there was motorbike racing on the telly, I would turn it off. If there was anything motorbike related, I blocked it out of my mind because I wanted to try, and it was like an addiction. I was trying to get off it, you know. But I remember going to bed that night, lying there, out with the phone, on Dundee, and flicking through bikes, and like that. It was just, I was back. You know, even though I hadn't the bike, I hadn't got it in the shed.
And then
I was just, and then who did I ring?
Cha.
I rang the cha. Hadn't spoke to you in how many years, I'd say?
The last time, Bud, you actually helped me sort out my boots. Remember, I went out to see you there in
That's right, Ballybogan.
Ballybogan.
Correct.
And wasn't it the alarm?
It was something got to do with the alarm or something. Correct.
The bike drove grand going out
Yeah.
and then wouldn't fucking start in the yard.
Correct.
And you done the bike. Sure, that would have been, definitely it was 3 years.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
when you went back on the bikes, it was Christmas before last.
Christmas before last,
Because you rang me, said, McQuaid, I'm going back on the bikes. And I was a bit surprised after, because I knew the crack, like.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, sound. He goes, you're coming with me. I was like, oh, am I? I said, yeah, sound. Best decision I ever made, anyway.
Yeah, but I knew, like, and I'm not, getting into it. Maybe we don't want to be talking about this on a public podcast. But I knew you were in a rut, like.
Yeah,
I
I was in a
know
rut.
him all my life.
Yeah.
And I knew you were in London. I knew you were in a rut. You used to come home, and I used to, when you used to be going back at Christmas, I used to be saying to Deb, I'd be in a heap. I said, fuck, I hate him going back.
Yeah.
Because I know well what he'll go back and he'll just be on the beer on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'll just fucking, you were
nothing.
leaving an unhealthy fucking lifestyle the whole lot. And I just knew, I said to her, I said, he's in a rut. I just need to get him the fuck
Get
out
him
of that
over
rut.
it.
Yeah.
Just get him over it.
Now he's over it.
Now we are over it.
Well-
Look at the house you have, man, and everything you have going. It's like,
Well,
it's
I'll tell you
unbelievable.
one thing, the best decision I ever made, apart from coming back, getting on the bikes, was actually coming down here. Was being, like, when I was up in Dublin, the biggest thing that was browning me about the bikes was I was having to spend an hour and a half. Like, I want to go on every spin you're on, but sometimes you might just go on Kinnegad. I was doing an hour spin down to meet just to go for a 20-minute spin to an hour spin back.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I think that's one thing is, if you are getting into it, try as best you can be around people that are in your vicinity, because the opportunity to go for that quick 20-minute blip is there.
Is there.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't be putting yourself under pressure
yeah, because
and more stress to your life because you have to.
because like there'd be nights, granted, a lot of us are fond of a drink, and if you be up in Dublin and you had one or two sherbets, as Tony would say, on the Friday night, the worst thing you can be doing is getting up on maybe a miserable looking Saturday morning and you're like, jeez, I have to go for an hour and a spin.
Yeah, because the beer's still in your system.
The beer's in and you're the best. Whereas when you're down here, it's like I can sleep till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And get up on the
Exactly.
bikes and you can't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and getting a good breakfast.
getting a good breakfast.
Yeah.
You know. But then when Bren rang the cha says, are you ready, Bren, for the clan?
I remember ringing you and
Yeah.
said, well, Buck. And next day, Jesus Christ, what's the story? I snap at her. And I said, guess why I'm ringing you? And I'm nearly certain you said, you're getting a bike. I said, you're right, I am.
Yeah.
And that was it. Then I got the Triumph. So I never forget it, boys, going down to Limerick to buy the Triumph Sprint. And I was just, boys. I remember coming home and putting it in the shed, lad. And I'd say I sat there for about 20 minutes just looking at it. Even though it wasn't a looker now, it was not an overly pretty about it. It was my bike.
it was a
I had a
nice
bike.
bike.
It was all right, like, it wasn't too bad, but it was my bike.
Look,
Do
it
you
was
know
a
what I mean?
nice bike.
It was a nice bike.
Right?
It was getting back
and
on
I
the
got
road.
you on the road and I got you in with the clan.
Absolutely.
And that's it. And you never look back. Did
Never
you?
look back.
You're after getting 12 brothers now instead of
Instead of the one in Australia.
Exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then
He never looked back because the wing mirrors
And
were
then-
open.
Then
my
with
son-
Key over here. Key, you had what I classed, it was a lovely bike. You had the GSX.
no, his first bike he bought was the CBR 600. Do you remember, son? Mm-hmm. He bought the CBR, but they wouldn't insure him on it because it had an hour.
Yeah.
So
You have a bit of a habit doing this, Kieran.
he decided to sell it, and
Got a banda.
he bought a Bandit 6.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Oh, yes, he did. He bought a Bandit 6.
Mark 3, yeah.
And what
So was
happened
that
there?
the 650 then, or a 600?
No, the naked 650
naked, yeah.
or 600.
Yeah, 600. Oh yeah.
Then what happened there, son? Oh yeah, someone.
No, it was because I was going to do my theory test and then you and Mark kind of thought, oh, you're a bit young.
No, you're mad,
No,
eh?
you did. Well, no, but you had the conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
And sure, not enough father and mother when
Worrying.
Sylvia was worrying big time, right? So I just said to him, say, look, son, hold off for another while, will you? Because your mother,
In a head.
worry about you. And the crack. So he said, right, yeah. So we sold that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came down on your 19th birthday, wasn't it? Or 20?
No, 19, I was still in school that time.
Oh, 20 then. You were 20.
20.
He came down and he said, Dad, I'm ready now for a bike.
Yeah.
Well, say, son, you're ready, I'm getting ball with you. I says, just say it to your mother. So up he goes, back down to the shed. He said, that's square, I'm getting a bike. So we went off and we bought the GSX 650, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And he took out restricted national enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, I got the brainwave, like we all do.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to Mayo and bought a Z800.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't know.
It couldn't be. It wasn't.
But Terence told us there's two Z800. They're identical.
Yeah.
But one is
There's a higher output.
Yeah, an 83 high output.
Kilowatt.
And the other one is a 70.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But we bought the 83. So it couldn't be restricted.
Mm.
So he sold that. And then he said, feck it, I'm selling the GSX. So he sold that and he's had to buy himself a lovely MT-07.
Yeah.
And
But
by
like,
J's, it is a nice show.
Oh, they're gorgeous, show. But like, I remember the GSX with you. Now, while it was a lovely bike, but it was a heavy dog.
She was heavier than the Boza.
It was, man. It was heavy, and you were browned off on it.
I used to
You
put me in bad humor.
You never wanted to
when
go
I'm
on
on
it.
it.
No.
Swear to God.
Mm.
Well,
You never want to go on it. It put you off going on it. So.
even though I'd be mad to, and then I'd go down to the shed,
spin.
look at the bike and be like, no.
He used to come down and sit on my Boza and he'd say, Jesus, Dad, this is lighter than the fucking.
Yeah.
But you see, it was the centre of gravity.
Yeah.
The GSX was higher.
Oh, it was heavy, man.
Oh,
I remember
Jesus.
moving it around the garage at home when I was doing jobs. By Jess, it was heavy, like it wasn't, and even the ride position on it, just
I didn't like it.
no.
No, I rode it a few times, didn't I, Key?
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't.
No, I didn't like it. But that MT-07,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Now-
different animal.
I don't care. There's lads out there and they might go, Charlie's getting soft in the head.
I know they're
Well,
great.
I'm
job.
not. I'm after riding that joke, and by Jez, I
Yeah.
tell you,
But do you find now as well, like when we're just talking here, do you find now the days you come home in just shit humour, like,
Oh, yeah.
or there'll be weekends you'll be thinking,
Well, you're not human if you don't.
no, 100%.
You know what
Sure,
I mean?
Brendan.
Good point.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
often in work, and he'd ring me. I'd say, well, son, what have you on this evening? Nothing. We go for an old rip, get a coffee or something.
Yeah,
Never ring me.
That's what he loves about the MT. He loves to get out in it.
yeah.
But the GSX, I'd often say to him, will we go for no, Dan, no.
Yeah.
He
Going to bed.
He lost all. He
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't. You
Yeah.
know.
But like, especially like at your age, like a lot of people at your age, you know, it's a tricky time in anybody's life. Do you know what I mean?
It is, you're coming into, how do I explain that? How do I explain this? You're coming into adultship, if you know what I mean. You're experiencing the big bad world, like, do you know what I mean? Getting your job, trying to pay things, getting out loans, paying insurance. It all comes on top of you, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you have things in your head, like, oh yeah, well, like, when I'm 20, 28, 29, like, I'd like to go and buy a house. But like, the way in Ireland with tax and fucking all the inflation's, like, it fucking cripple you.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that in a bad way, like, but not easy. Sure,
No.
you wonder why all lads my age are going over to Australia and the whole lot. Like, it's mad.
But sure, the amount of families that are leaving.
No, it is. But like, it's one of those things, and I suppose on the whole mental health thing, like, you know, it's like a balloon. You know, if you take you as a balloon, and you get your balloon, you're putting all your pressures of your job into it. So that's filling up a section of it, and then you've got financial pressures, and you're putting that into it. And then you've a missus and maybe kids at home that you're trying to look after and keep. Then there's all that pressure on.
but
Then
then-
it's your own, and then it's your own mental health, and you're putting all that worries into it as well. And then you're looking at social media, and social media is as bad as ever. And you're looking at your mate that you went to school, and him and his wife are having an unbelievable holiday over in Cancun or whatever. And you're here and you're struggling to pay tax on your car. That all goes into it. And then eventually, if you don't have a way of opening that balloon, a little release, whether it's a motorbike or going fishing or walking or cycling, wherever it is, eventually that bursts. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's, it's too late at that stage. So that's what you need. And especially, and to talk about, like, you know, mental health illness at the minute is through the roof, and suicides and all are through the roof at the minute. But a lot of that is the pressures that people are under. Do you know what I mean? Like it is extreme, and I think that's the thing that annoys me most about. And I'm not going into the whole government debate, but you know, there was someone said it before, and I said it was the truest expression I ever heard in my life. And they said, if you want to see change in a country, real change, proper change that's going to matter, then you get the people that's in charge of that country.
Get them out.
No, you get the people that's in charge of that country, and you put them on minimum wage.
Oh, that was your man Warren Buffett said that.
Well, yeah, try and get them. So you live off that under these pressures, and you tell me what I'm doing right, and they won't be able to.
But you see, as you made a good point there, but you see, that's what has all the young. I've never, in all my life, I've never witnessed, because growing up, you never heard the young people depressed out of their brain, right?
Yeah.
But now it is all the young. They're all doing this college and everything else and having to leave the country because there's no jobs here for them.
No.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
You think of our health system going down the tubes. All our good nurses and doctors are gone.
Fucked off.
Yeah,
100%.
right? And you see, this
My
one
brother
saying,
came back.
Yeah,
Like
well,
one more.
he's
no,
back,
but what I'm trying to say is, you see, the Irish people have elected them crowd that's in. They're not doing their job, lads.
No.
Right? All they're doing is, like, they got a big raise here a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
What did the working class get? More taxed. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So, and this puts strain on people that has mortgages
100%.
and trying to get mortgage and trying to pay ESB. But ESB's gone through the same.
Yeah, people are at the you know, you used to dread a summons coming through the letterbox. Now you're dreading an ESB bill coming through the letterbox.
But you see, the point I'm trying to make, Bren, is, and any person out there will explain to you, the wages that a person is getting for the hours they're doing, right, is not meeting their bill end of it.
No.
Like, you think you've food bills, you've petrol bills,
Medical bills.
everything, right?
There's people out there struggling on €1,000 a week.
Oh, yeah.
And like
Absolutely.
€1,000 a week and you're struggling.
Yeah.
Like when I was
It's the truth.
when I was growing up, lads, all joking aside, the breadwinner of the family was the father. He was out, and his wages was able to
Pay the house.
and
Fucking do
all right.
everything, yeah.
Now, right, the way it's gone, the two people, the father and the mother, has to work, but then they're paying someone to mind their kids, right?
Yeah.
So why is she out working? Because sure, half her wages is going to pay a childminder. Like, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be. It should be.
Look, there's a knock-on effect for everyone, but I suppose instead of, you know, getting into what's wrong with the world now, the whole, I suppose, emphasis of this is to anybody that is out there, and we have gotten messages from people
Great
through
to see
the
them as well.
podcast. Yeah, it's great to see it. Lads that have been going through tough times, and we got a fantastic message not too long ago of a bloke that was going through a really, really tough time, and he stumbled across the podcast because he was into bikes, and he decided, do you know something? I'm gonna get myself a bike. You know, and it's just giving him a whole new lease of life.
Yeah.
And I know people are saying, like, you're saying on one hand things are expensive. How can you don't have to, like, you could go out and buy yourself a bike for a couple of €100. It doesn't matter what bike it is. It doesn't matter a fuck what it is, or how new it is, or what CC it is. It's if it's a bike that lets off the pressure in that balloon for you.
Yeah.
It's the bike you need. It's not what
It could be
type of
Honda
bike
fucking
it is.
50 or it could be Harley.
Exactly. It doesn't matter
It could
what
be
it is.
anything.
Look at
And then
as
the
old
important
saying,
thing on that as well is, and as I say, social media is one of the biggest causers of people with mental illness. Nobody ever puts up on social media the shit that's going on in their life. You'll never hear somebody putting up a story going, it's Saturday afternoon and I have €11 to do me for the rest of the week. You don't ever see that side of it.
Yeah.
What you see is the people with the new car outside.
Exactly.
Or the big house or going to big holiday. But what you don't see is them struggling to the fucking latter end of the world to pay the €600 financing that for the week.
Yeah.
Or the house. Or the other side of it as well, it mightn't even be money. You have the people that have the big house and the big car and plenty of money in the bank, and they're fucking miserable.
Oh,
There could
absolutely.
be a couple that just coexist together.
Yeah.
There's no, so it's not that it's, you just need to find the thing that you have to release the pressure. Talking 100%, as we all said, is the key. If you're suffering mental health, a problem shared is a problem solved.
Yeah.
You know, the worst thing you do is keep it all into your head. Go and talk. I suppose we're putting the emphasis on motorbikes because we all have that in common.
Yeah.
That when times are shit, whether it's the bikes, the mates we have that are on bikes, or the whole community is our release. If yours is that and something else, find that. Find someone that you can talk to them, and get it off your chest. And again, we're always here again.
Yeah.
We're not qualified counsellors, Rand.
No,
but if you're
but
ever having a shit time,
you might not want to take our advice, but we'll give it
We'll
to you.
give it
But
anyway,
like,
but you can always reach out,
as,
you know.
As I always say, the old saying I always say, right? Your health is your wealth, right? Believe it or not, if you can have all the money in the world, right, and shit health, not worth the fuck to you. But you're getting along in life. If you have enough that you can put a bit of food on the table, pay a few little bills, and have your own motorbike there to go and clear the air, and be able to bring the wife off for another weekend, that's living.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your health, your wealth.
Absolutely.
But this
100%.
crack, you don't need millions to live and enjoy yourself, because there's a lot of millionaires out there, let me tell you, right? They're miserable.
Yeah.
Because they've that much money, they don't know what to do, and they do nothing.
Well, money never doesn't mean happiness at all.
Simple as that.
I mean, it genuinely doesn't. But as I say, you know, reach out, talk to people. The whole emphasis of this is obviously to talk about mental health. Reach out, talk to somebody, get out for a walk, go for spinning a bike, go down the country and look at a bike.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever. Go down to Terence Healy's, you know, have a chat with them. You know what I mean? People along the lines of that, just to get out, talk about it, as the fella says. Nothing lasts forever, and don't ever look at someone's life and think, Jesus Christ, they have it all.
Yeah.
I'm a disaster.
You don't know what's going on behind
You
closed
never
doors.
know what's going on behind any closed doors whatsoever. 100%. Do you know what I mean?
But the best thing you could ever do is talk.
Talk. Absolutely.
Get it off your chest.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. 100%. As I say, we're always here. You can always give us a shout. We might only add to your stresses, but you might have a bit of a laugh.
No,
with it, you know?
There's another thing like we mentioned spins were going on. If anybody ever said, I know what happened down in Wexford, somebody got on to us.
Yeah.
No, obviously the weather was fucking diabolical, so don't blame them for not going on mean us. If we are ever going on spinning, you hear we're in your local area, it's just
Give us a
Link
shout.
up with us.
that's
Absolutely.
what time is going to be there.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, the more people the merrier.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Without
Sure,
a
that's
fucking
the
doubt.
Like myself and
Without a
Brenner
doubt.
down in Cork, Kerry, Limerick this weekend.
This
Yeah.
weekend.
If anyone's
Anybody that's around, come on and have a chat, a chin wag, take the piss, give us a shout.
Never
We'll be up with
feel
yous.
you can never ever feel that you can never come up to us,
Yeah.
Flanagan boys, and have the bit of crack, maybe a cup of coffee and a shy talk for an hour.
Absolutely.
Come up.
Yeah.
You are more than welcome.
Absolutely.
We never turn anybody away.
No.
Simple as.
No, 100%. Speaking, of course, before we do wrap it up for this week, we're going to be on like next week again. We have a very interesting podcast coming on next week. So we've got 3 guests coming in next week that are involved, very, very much involved in the motorcycle racing end of things in Ireland. There's got some big things going on in the background with regards to maybe motorcycling in Ireland, and a bit of a change of approach and things. So we're going to have 3 great guests in next week. I'm not going to say any more for now. But next week's podcast is definitely not to be missed. Some big news coming, and we're delighted to be able to share it. And so definitely tune in next week. Again, like I said, if there's anything you want talked about that we spoke about on the podcast this week, get in contact with us and we'll help you out any way we can. Whether it's advice on going to like the Pyrenees with Eamonn, or a bit of an update on our run, or again talking about anybody struggling with mental health, give us a shout. And last but not least, I do want to mention again this week's Bike of the Week, courtesy of our sponsor Terence Healy, is a 2016 Honda VFR 1200F. Beautiful bike. And again, if you want to jump onto thmotorcycles.ie for more details, a €250 Terence Healy motorcycle clothing and accessory voucher included with this week Bike of the Week. And we actually saw that over when we were over. Remember, I was
that's
showing you
right.
they're
That's
supposed to be a phenomenal bike. Those
They-
1200s.
No, the 800 was a fairly good,
A fairly good
right?
bike too, yeah.
But seemingly these 12s are supposed to be shit hot.
a serious
Yeah,
shock. And they're
yeah,
nice as well because they're a nice riding style. they're kind of a similar ride. Say if you notice the way the handlebars come up to the FGR 1300,
Yeah.
but not as big and bulky.
No,
Do you know
big
what I
bulky.
mean? And
Yeah,
they're supposed
they're
to
a
be
little slimmer.
slimmer.
But they're
Yeah,
they're
and
nice.
they've got the nice bars and all. So Jesus Christ, that they are a nice bike.
They
now, I'll
are,
tell you.
yeah.
And I'm fair. I could be mistaken, but I think she has the panniers with her and the whole lot. Did they have the panniers on it? I can't remember.
I want to say, yeah. You know.
But anybody that's out there is thinking of a bike, and I'm not saying this because obviously Terence Healy's, but I was looking at them and go onto YouTube, and I'd always urge people to do that.
And Honda is a good bike.
But not only Honda, but the VFR 1200.
Yeah.
The amount of people that have reviews of them and said they're just a fucking fantastic bike. So, yeah, definitely one that anybody that's interested, if you're after listening to this going, I know what's wrong with my mental health, I need a fucking motorbike, head down to Terence Healy's
So
bike.
to all our listeners out there, feel free to contact Clonagale MCC official, and we shall get back in contact with you.
Help you any way we can.
Exactly.
We'll wrap it up for this week, boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Happy out, over and out.
Absolutely.
Over and out.
Over and out. We'll see you all back here next week for episode
51.
51. Lovely.